Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good day to everyone. My name is Dr. Maslinda binti Kamaluddin from the Department of Applied Mechanics and Design, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, UTM. In this video, I would like to share with you the A to Z guide to perfect citations. Hopefully, this video will help you to write the right citation format for your academic writings. Let's start with what does it means by reference. So by definition, it is a source of information that is cited in a research paper, article, or other academic or professional work, including your final year report and presentation. So the purpose of a reference is to acknowledge the original source of ideas, information, data, or text that has been used to support the work being presented. You see, this is not coming from me. I have taken this definition from what is written by Newcastle University in 2024. So this is an example of referencing. So when you are writing a research paper or creating a research project, you will probably use another individual's work to help develop your own assignment. So a good researcher or scholar use another individual's work in a responsible way. So this involves indicating that the work of other individuals is included in your project. So what are the key points of referencing? You see, number one, it is to identify sources. So references provide the necessary details to identify the original source materials, such as the author, the title, publication date, and also location. And then number two, we see in terms of credibility and transparency. So by including references, the writer demonstrates that their work is based on credible, verifiable sources, adding to the overall credibility and transparency of the research or writing. And then number three is to avoid plagiarism. Proper referencing helps to avoid plagiarism by clearly distinguishing the writer's own ideas and content from the sources they have consulted and used. And then finally, number four is to enable further research. So references allow readers to locate and access the original sources cited and facilitating further research and investigation on the topic. Let's see one example here. So this is a short research writing that gives introduction about wire rope. So the acknowledgement that you place in your writing at the point where you have referred to someone else's work is called in-text citations. So it may be in the author date format, as you can see in the example here, or in numerical format, in which we will go through later. Meanwhile, a reference list is a list of the information for the sources you have cited in your paper and is intended to give your readers all the information they need to find those sources. So references are usually placed at the end of your writing in a reference list. Reference styles are standardized formats for citing sources of information in academic and professional writing. So they provide a consistent way to acknowledge the sources used in a document. So the reference styles provide detailed guidelines on how to format the in-text citations as well as the reference list. So this includes aspects like capitalization, punctuation, ordering of elements, and formatting for different source types. So there are many styles of reference available as written here, but in this video, I will share with you the most common style used in the universities in Malaysia, which is the American Psychological Association style, or more widely known as the APA style. There are unlimited number of sources of references. Some of the common sources of references are journal articles, conference proceeding, book section, which is also known as edited book, report, thesis, website, magazine, newspapers, patent, film, case, and also art. However, in the engineering field, we usually refer to journal articles, conference proceeding, book and book sections, standards, and the one that most students like the most, which is websites. So we will now see how to cite these sources one by one. Number one, let's see how to cite a journal article. So a journal article is a piece of technical writing published in an academic or scholarly journal. So a journal is a collection of that articles like a magazine that is published regularly throughout the year. So usually a journal will have different volumes and issues. So to cite any journal article, you will need the 7 items as written here, which are the list of authors, the year of publication, title of the article, title of the journal, the volume and issues of the journal, as well as the page numbers. So where do you get this information? Now this is an example of a journal article searched through sciencedirect.com, which is an online platform that has large database of scientific content. So all informations are written on this very first page here, as you can see. This one is the list of the authors. This is the year of publication, which is 2008. And then the effects of zinc bath temperature on the coatings of hot dip galvanizing is the title of the article. And then this article is published in Surface and Coating Technology, which is the title of the journal in volume 202, issue number 9. So the page number is also written here, which is from 1785 to 1788. So when you have these informations, then only your reference is complete. So if you have the PDF file of the journal article, you can still get these informations as they are all written on the paper as well. What is the format to cite the journal article? So for in-text citation, you will need to write the author last name, comma, and then the year of publication in parentheses. Now this is an example for one author. So if there are 2 authors, write both of their last name using and symbol. And if there are 3 or more authors, you just write the last name of the first author followed by et al. Dot, comma, and then year of publications. So if society, association, or institution as author, similarly you should write the institution name in full followed by the year of publications. So for this citation, for this each citation, you should write the corresponding references. So this is the general format to write a reference for a journal article. So you should write the author last name, comma, followed by their first initial of their remaining name, dot, comma, and then second author, third author, and so on. So you should list down all the authors, and before the last author, put an N symbol. So for a Malay name, like my name for example, Maslinda Kamarudin, since Kamarudin is my last name, in reference, my name should be written as Kamarudin, comma, M dot. Okay. So after you list the authors, write the year of publication in parentheses, dot, and then followed by title of the article, dot. And then after that, you write title of the journal, comma, and then volume. So both of these are in italic. And then issue number in parentheses, comma, finally write the pages, dot. So note that for 3 or more authors, even the in-text citation, you only write the first author name followed by et al. In the reference, you should list out all the author's name. So for the society, association, or institution as author, write the full name in the reference. Let's look at the second source of citation, which is book. So to write a complete reference for a book, you will need the author, the year of publication, title of the book, subtitle of the book, if there are any, also the book edition, again if there are any, and then the publisher and the URL if you are referencing an e-book. So for example, this cover page of the book on the left hand side here, the title is Mechanics of Materials, so it has no subtitle. The author is R.C. Hiveler, the publisher is Pearson, and it is the 10th edition. So now this right hand side book, the title is Introduction to Solid Mechanics. The subtitle is An Integrated Approach. So it is the 2nd edition and the publisher is Springer. So the year of publication usually can be found inside of the book. The format to cite a book is shown here. So in the in-text citation, you should write the author last name, comma, followed by year of publication, comma, and page number in parentheses. Note that if you are directly quoting a passage from the book, you should include the page numbers in the in-text citation. Otherwise, it is optional. So let's say you are paraphrasing it, then it is not compulsory to write the page number. And then similar to journal articles, if there are two authors, write both of their last name. If there are three or more authors, write at all dot at the end of the first author name. So the same goes for society, association or institution as author. For their corresponding reference, you should write the information according to this format. So first, list the authors, write the author last name, comma, and then the initial of their remaining names, dot. And then you write the year of publication in parentheses, dot, and then write the title and subtitle of the book in italic. So the edition, write in parentheses, and then finally write the publisher. So you can see these are the examples of the references for a book. Okay. Our next source are the book sections and conference proceeding. So different from book sections are a combination of different chapters in which each chapter are written by different authors. So these book sections are compiled into one book edited by another person, which is called the editor, and that's why it is also called edited book. So same concept applies to conference proceeding, because it is also a collection of different presentations or papers into one proceeding. So there are 8 items needed to cite a conference proceeding or book sections, which are the list of authors, the year of the publication, the title of paper or presentation or book section or chapters if it is edited book, and then the name of the editors, and then the title of the published proceeding or the book, and then the page numbers, the publisher, and then finally the digital object identifier or DOI. So let's say you search through Google Scholar and you came across this paper. So you know that this is a conference proceeding, since it is written here as proceeding. So usually all the information needed are written in the paper, and some informations are written in this very page. So for example, the list of authors are already written here, and then the year of publications is also written here, and then this is the title of the presentation or title of the paper, and then the name of the editors are also written here, Michael Beer and Enrico Zio. And then title of the published proceeding of the 29th European Safety and Reliability Conference. So you see page numbers and publishers are not written here, so you should find this in the PDF file when you download this paper. And also the DOI is also available in this very page. So okay, so this is how you write the reference for book sections. So for in-text citation, you should write the section author last name, comma, followed by year of publication in parentheses. So for its reference, as usual, write the last name of the section author followed by their initial, and then year of publication in parentheses. This is followed by title of the chapter, and then write the word in, and then put the name of the editor, and then in parentheses type ed dot. Now this is to tell that this is the editor. So if there are many editors, list out all of their names, and in parentheses write eds for editors, which means plural, and then comma followed by title of the book in italic, and then write the edition of the book if any, and the pages of sections or chapter in parentheses, and then finally write the publisher. So for the conference proceedings, the format are similar with the book section, only that you need to add the DOI at the end. So for example here, since there are two authors, both of their last name, Abderrahman and Makit, are written in the in-text citations. So in the reference, written here are their full names, published in 2019. So the title is Design and Development of an Autonomous Mobile Robot for Indoor Environments. This is the title of the presentations, and then the editors are Wang Li and Yang. For the proceeding entitled Proceedings of the 2019 IEEE International Conference on Mechatronics and Automation. So the page from 1257 until 1262, and then IEEE is the publisher, and then the DOI is also provided here. Okay, next is websites. So for websites, you just need the author of the article that you cited, and then the date of publication, the title of the article or the web page, and then title of the website or the organization name, the URL, and then your access date. When did you visit the website? So for example, this website here, it's written about digital image correlation. So the article is written by Florent Matthew, which is the author. And then the date when he published this article is also written here, which is 26 June 2023. And then the title of the article is Digital Image Correlation, the Basics. And then the title of the website or the organization name is usually written on top of the website, which is in this case is EcoSim. So the URL is basically the link of the web page. Okay, so this is another example. You can see that all the information needed to refer to this website are clearly written here. For in-text citations, similar to other sources, you should write the author last name, comma, followed by date. So in its corresponding reference, you should write according to this format. So list down all the authors, write date of publication in parentheses, and then write the title of web page in italic, followed by title of website. And then before you provide the URL, you should write retrieve from. And then finally write the access date. So if you access the website on 5th May 2024, write access 5th May 2024. However, there are a few exceptions as written here. So sometimes the websites did not publish the name of the author. So if no individual author is provided, the organization name serves as the author. So for example, this article, the coronavirus disease, COVID-19 pandemic, has no specific author. Thus, the organization name, which is WHO, is written as the author. And then the second exception is that if no publication date is available, use n.d. which means no date instead of leaving it blank. So you can see from this last example here, if no date is written, you should write ND in the in-text citation as well as in the reference instead of leaving it blank. And then finally, for engineering scholars like us, we inevitably need to cite relevant standards in our academic work and projects, especially when doing the experiments. So there are many standards available, such as the ASTM standard, the G standard, the ISO standard, and so on. So therefore, if we want to set a standard, we need to have these informations in the reference, which are the organization name that published the standard, and then the latest year of revision of the standard, the title of the standard, and then the standard unit number, and also the DOI or URL of the standard. So this is an example of an ASTM standard. So the organization that published the standard is ASTM, and the revised date is 2022. So the standard title is this one, Standard Test Methods for Tension Testing of Metallic Materials. So the unit code of the standard is written here, and then this is the URL to the standard. To cite a standard, you need to write the standard number followed by year. So for its reference, you must follow this order. So first write the standard organization name followed by year, and then write the title of the standard, and then the standard number in parentheses. Okay, finally, write the word retrieve from before provide the URL or DOI. So these are a few examples on how to cite standards from different organizations. Okay, now, since we have gone through all the necessary information to cite a reference from the main sources, so let's see how to use them in real example. So this is a short introduction about YROOP. So I have highlighted the in-text citations in yellow. So first, I will demonstrate to you how to cite using author date format. Okay, note that by practice, the references need to be cited at the end of the sentence or at the end of the statement. But there is an exception where I will show you after this. So let's say if you have multiple references that is supporting one statement, then you need to list all the references in alphabetical order with a semicolon in between. For example, this statement here is supported by these three papers, which is Bryan and Williams 2019, Chang 2018, and Lim et al 2019. So you have to list out all the references and put them in parentheses. And then if the author's name is already mentioned in the text, like for this example, then insert only the year of publication in parentheses. For example, this example, Chen and Lee, you have already mentioned in the text, so you have to just write the publication year in parentheses. And then also Jones, you also write in the text, then you have to put the years in parentheses. So let's say you change this sentence to these studies have reported that, then you have to put the author and also the year of publication in parentheses. Okay, you see here, Jones 2021A, 2021B. So what is this these small letters here? So if you cite multiple works in the same year by the same author, so you have to differentiate them by adding lowercase letters like A, B, C, D, etc. after the year of publications. Okay, move on to the list of reference. So for this type of reference, author date format, then you have to write the reference in alphabetical order. So specifically for APA style, a hanging indent should be applied for each of the references. So what does it mean by hanging indent? It means that the first line of each entry is left aligned, while the second and subsequent lines are indented. Okay, one thing you have to remember, you need to list only the sources that you cite in your text. So do not include sources you read but did not cite. So there must be a total agreement between the two. And also I would like to highlight this reference from Jones. From Jones here, you can see that he published two papers in the same year. So to differentiate between the two, we put A and B after the year. Okay. So okay, that was the first format, which is the author date in-text citation format. But if you think if that was too tedious, then you can use the second format, which is the numbered format. So for numbered format, the in-text citation look like this. So each reference is numbered according to its order of appearance in the text, and it should be written in square bracket. So if you have to reference, then you should write with a comma in between. And if you have three or more references, then it must be written with a dash. 2-4 instead of 2, 3, 4. So that's it for numbered format. As for its list of reference, they should be listed in numerical order corresponding to the order in which they were cited in the text. Again, only list sources that you actually cited in the text. As for reference number 7 and 8, just now we put 2021A, 2021B because it is the same author in the same year. But for numbered format, you don't have to do that because it has already been differentiated by these numbers given here. Okay, but note that although this numbered format seems more straightforward compared to the author date format, it can be quite a hassle if you need to add or if you need to delete or change any of the reference in the middle of your paper. So for example, if you want to add more reference here, so it should be written 6. Let's say you want to add after 5 here, it should be written 6. So this one need to be changed to 7. And this need to be changed to 8, 9, and so on. So do be careful on this and do a thorough check before submitting your final year report. From the example that I have shown you just now, there are a few key points to remember when referencing. So number one, if the author's name is mentioned in the text, insert only the year of publication in parentheses. So if you cite multiple works in the same year by the same author, differentiate them by adding lowercase letters A, B, C, D, etc. after the year of publication. And then for author date format, references must be listed in alphabetical order. Whereas for numbered format, reference must be listed in numerical order corresponding to the order in which they were cited in the text. And then only list sources that you have cited in your text. Do not include sources you read but did not cite. And then if you think that writing the reference manually is hard, you can use reference tools such as EndNote, Mendeley, Zotero, etc. For the citation process. However, all the reference entries and also the in-text citations still need to be checked manually to ensure correct punctuation and no informations are missing. And then finally, no mix-up reference format. One format must be consistent throughout the thesis. Okay, finally, some tips and tricks on how to do reference. Okay, number one, you can use the split view in Microsoft Word to easily check between the in-text citations and its according reference. And then you can copy and paste the reference list into Microsoft Excel to automatically sort the references into alphabetical order. And then it is good if you can maintain a master reference list where you keep a master list of all references in a separate document. So this list should include all the necessary citation details. So you can copy and paste from this list into your document as needed. And then use a table for organization. So in your master list, organize references in a table format with column for authors, year, title, etc. So this makes it easier to sort and locate specific entries. Okay, so that's it from me. Hopefully you are able to do a perfect citations after this. So thank you and see you again.